Hey lettering babes, welcome back to According to Allie. Here is my weekly lettering lesson for you for next week. I'm finally caught up to where I can do the following week for you guys. So this is last week, and then so this is today, right? The 16th? Yeah. So we will start on the 18th here. Where we left off, we take out the pages because those discs are just rough and not realistic. You won't always have to avoid discs when you're writing. So, okay, so we're going to start with my very favorite letter to write, the lowercase R. I just love this letter so much. I don't know why. I always have. I like to write it in capital. I like to write it in lettering and cursive and everything. Okay, so as usual, I'll show you a few different ways to write your lowercase r. So again, you can come in from as if you're coming from the previous letter. And then this is where it gets fancy and you can mix it up. So you can do this funny squiggle like that. Ooh, squiggle. You can do a little loop right here. When you do the loop, that's where you can lift your pen if you need to. Almost all the letters, you can lift your pen mid-letter just to re-grip, because when we're connecting words, sometimes, you know, it's getting long and you need to lift for a second. I'll show you here where you can lift when you're doing your R, because it doesn't look like there's a spot to lift. Unlike an L where there's no spot, but you don't really need it so much. An R can get complicated when you're connecting it to a certain letter like O or W or something. Oh, I guess I'm like, when you do WR, I guess you do it for right and stuff. I thought I was inventing a new combo. Okay, so it can get complicated with the connection. So it's always nice to have a spot where you know you can lift your pen and reposition or whatever you need. Okay, so this loop, that's where you can lift for an R, right there, and then you can connect it. There's a little fatter one. You can get super crazy with the loop if you want. Ooh, that is a big sexy loop. Or you could do absolutely no loop and keep it pretty simple. Okay, so next, lowercase s. Another fun one that you can do a whole bunch of different things with. So let's do a pretty traditional simple one like that. You can kind of add a squiggle like with the R like that. Cute. The loop is two ways you can connect it to the next letter. You can also instead of a loop, you can do it like this. And then here's another way I like to do S's. You can let go here, and then you can make it kind of like a regular S. Or, yeah. But then you add the loop for the connection. So there's some S's. T's. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do with the leg coming in as if you're connecting it, not just a straight T, okay? So here is where you can get fancy with a T. I know a T seems really simple, but with the leg coming in, it can make a really big difference. And the cross, you can also mix it up. So there's one leg coming in. Then what I like to do, because if you guys know, by now, I like that gap. So you bring the leg in all the way up to the top, and then you have a gap there. You can cross it up here above the gap. Then what else can we do? Here's like a mid one. So you can see how different each T looks depending on how you come in. If you're starting with a word starting with T, you can put the leg still, or you could do it without. And you can just do it super simple like that. Pretty. QRSTU. Okay, so again, U is a lot like N because it's basically an upside down N, where you can decide the gap again, just like up here. So here's a simple U. I like the gap like this at least. Or you guys can do kind of a halfer and then do your line. See the difference there? There's a big difference. You can make it not even and spread it out even more. Ooh, fancy. Or you can do the opposite, start high and then come in low. So those are a bunch of different U's, T, U, V. Okay, so the next two letters are two that I mentioned a while back. V and W are very important for how you will read the word later. If you don't bring it back up to where it belongs and connect it properly, it'll look like a completely different letter. I'll go over that again next month when we start connecting letters. So you can do a soft V. Oh, that wasn't a soft V. I like a soft V like this. There we go. But you'll notice always the V connects at the top. If you come back down, you'll make it a U. You see? You see? So if you come back down to connect, it'll be a U instead of a V. So you want to pay attention to that. Okay, so again, you can do it uneven like the last one, like the U. So you can start down here and come up there like that. I like a good loop. You could do a big loop like that. That's a cute V. Then it's the same with W. So let's do a pretty simple W. You can come all the way back up both times. And again, you have to connect at the top. I'll add letters to the list next month that specifically show you how to do this. So with V's and W's and O's so that you guys can connect from the top like they need. Okay, so what else can we do? We can come up like this with a big loop. Cute. You can start lower and come up higher. That's a funky W. That's when it starts not looking like the letter you want it to. And you do have to make sure you have to try to make it look like the letter. Otherwise, when you connect words, letters, it won't really look like the word you're trying to say. T-U-V-W-X. Okay, X is my least written letter. I have very little to share with you here. I don't like writing X's. Something about my X's don't really look right. But again, like the T and stuff, I'll show you how you come in on an X because again, it matters. So here's a little leg. You can do a squiggle like this. And then really depending on how you cross your X, you can go thin or thick, I guess. I like thinner because this down is a thick line. So there you go. You can also come in more like this, more sharp entrance for X's, or thick down, thin up. You can keep it separate. Again, you don't have to connect every letter in your alphabet. It's fun and you can all the time, or you can mix it up and not do it all the time. Depending on the kind of alphabet I do, I don't always connect all the letters. Okay, so now for a capital R. I know this is comical watching me try to figure out how to write the capitals because I never write capitals. Okay, so there's like a fancy R. Then we can get less fancy and we can make that. I like the little stubby leg. I think it's cute. Okay, same with S. We all know a cursive S. I've never done it in lettering. I just write a capital S. And a lot of the time I don't connect it. Here, I guess, is a capital S. This is going to be. There's a capital S in cursive. You don't have to do it that way if you don't want. You could do it like this and add the loop like this one. That's a funky S. Okay, so a capital T in cursive is kind of like this, right? Is it? No. This would definitely have to be longer to look like a T. Or with T's, I can just keep it simple and do a capital T, whatever you want. You can make it kind of fancy and add a squiggle top. And a U is really simple. It's the same as the lowercase. You don't have to do much there. That's different. It's just a bigger lowercase. Same with the V. I don't think I ever write a capital V, like ever. There's a capital V. I like it. You can do it a little fancier. Ooh. Okay. And then with the W, you could do it a rounded bottom, or you can try a sharper bottom one. And then with a capital X, it's about the same. You can make it also, I also don't think I've ever done a capital X. And then because I'm coming up, it'll be thinner. There you go. Okay, so we're almost done with the alphabet. I can't believe it. It's crazy. Next week, we will have a couple more letters, symbols, and then we'll start connecting letters for your name and stuff, short words. And so we'll start with our lessons for how to connect, and then next month, of course, we'll have all the words. So let me know if you have an idea for a theme for next month. I am leaning towards, for the challenge, I am leaning towards the alphabet again, so you guys can make sure you learn how to connect each letter. So it'd be A for apple, B for bear, stuff like that. So that each letter of the alphabet gets a specific day where we learn how to connect it to another letter. So thank you so much for watching. Keep up your practicing. I know New Year's resolutions are starting to fizzle, but this one is fun. Watch this video once, twice, 1,000 times. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.